Fish Backpack, we are back on the Carnival Miracle en route to Hawaii for 15 days from Long Beach, California. Anywho, you don't care about all that, you care about the food on board, and one of the places on board is the Seafood Shack, and they got a bunch of different seafood options, including lobster, clam, shrimp, calamari, you name it, they got it. I think they even got crab legs over there. But today I got something that I've heard good things about, and apparently it's supposed to be amazing. Right here we have the lobster roll. As you can see, we got a little, like a Texas toast looking bun. Would it be considered a bun? I guess, I don't know what I'm doing. I guess it'd be considered a roll per se. So nice and toasty looking. Got a bunch of fries here. Now this is kind of weird because as you can see, we do have crinkle cut fries, but we also do have like regular fries, which I don't know. It's kind of weird that there's a combination, although I guess it does look kind of like a Seafood Shack. Whatever. Anywho, got the lobster roll right here. That's what it looks like. And the weird thing about this is it took about, I'd say like 45 minutes. They gave you a little, you know, one of those little hockey puck buzzers. It's not a hockey puck, it's like a thin one, whatever. But it never went off after like 45 minutes. Went back up there and we finally got the food. So it's kind of weird. I'm not sure if the buzzer was broken or what, but anywho, halfway between that we went up there and it still wasn't ready. So I don't know, it takes a long time. Granted, it was around like right before the dinner rush. So, you know, not gonna really hit them too hard on that. But here we go, lobster roll. This thing costs $18. It's not included with your fare. Well, let's see. Should we start with the fries? Let's start with the fries. We got some nice crinkle cut fries. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but it smells like they just tossed this in Old Bay seasoning, which isn't really the worst thing ever. Okay. I will say the fries are nice and crispy, nice and crunchy, nice and warm, nice and fluffy, cooked well. I like the fries, they taste very good. Try one of these regular ones. All right, good. A bit heavy on the Old Bay seasoning on some of them, but you know, overall, not bad. I mean, not my favorite flavor of fries ever, but you know, whatever. I was gonna say we're not here for the fries, but kinda, I love fries, so. Anywho, let's move on to the lobster roll itself. And I mean, honestly, looking at this up close, I'm a little disappointed. If we take a look here, this is the roll, like they slice it down the middle and load it up with lobster. But if you look closely, it's only like the top half. Like, look at this. This whole bottom part's empty. It's just bread. Like, the only, that's actually very weird. It's the first time I've had a lobster roll like that. Like, it's literally just the top half, and they got lobster in it. Okay, hold on. This is actually very weird. So, this is the first time I've had a lobster roll that just smells like straight up onions. Have I had a lobster roll with onions? I don't even know if I've had a lobster roll with onions. Usually it's just like buttered lobster in a roll. And this one is cold. I don't even know if it's supposed to be cold or warm. I'm not sure, but it is cold, so there's that. Now, when I say cold, it's not like cold, it's room temperature, so it really could have been hot, could have been cold. I don't know, it could have just been room temperature. But here it is. I mean, like even on the back, like look, it's, I mean, really. I don't even know what this sauce is, like just a bunch of mayo? I think they bukkakeed it with mayo, threw in a bunch of onions, and to be honest, it doesn't look like there's even that much lobster in here. Like it's like minced lobster. Like, am I crazy? Like, I'm used to like big chunks of lobster with some nice butter on it. This, I don't know if there's butter at all. I barely can tell if there's lobster. But I mean, I guess let's try it out. I mean, I'm a little disappointed for $18. $18! Now I will say, Angie's Lobster, $10 for a lobster roll that's loaded up with lobster, like actual lobster butter. You can get it hot or cold. And I'm pretty sure there's no onions in it or mayo. It's just like the lobster and butter on a roll. Like, it's pretty simple, but this, I just hit my nose. Yeah. All right, I mean, anyway, let's try this out. I don't even know where to start. It looks like it's all gonna be bread. Like, Unless I bite it right down the middle. It's, Am I? What? In that bite, I barely had any lobster. It just tasted like straight up onions. Mostly bread. I mean, is this a... That's a piece of lobster, a little tiny piece. I will say the lobster itself does taste good, although it does have a lot of this sauce on it. And it still tasted like onions, but I mean, the lobster it's a good quality lobster, I guess, but it's few and far between, because I mean, I'm pretty sure like this whole part right there is like all onions. I do like the roll itself though, nice and buttery, nice and, you know, toasted. It tastes good, but let me give it a second shot. I absolutely hate this flavor. I mean, granted, I like onions. Not a huge fan of mayo, but that's all I could taste. Onions and mayo. Like, it completely drowns out the actual lobster in a lobster roll. This is basically an onion roll, which actually sounds like it could be kind of good without all this mayo, actually, but $18? Like, it's just, this is similar to like a coleslaw, kinda, but instead of like the cabbage, it's some lobster in it. Like, I've heard good things about this. They're like, oh, the lobster roll, gotta get a lobster roll. And now that I got one, I'm like, really? I'm kind of surprised it was so busy. I don't know if it's all first timers or what. Look at that. I got a little tiny piece of lobster and there was a bunch of onion with it. I'm disappointed. $18 for this. This is actually mind-boggling because, for example, we had lobster night. You could get 2 lobster tails for free, which are actual lobster tails on the shell and everything. And then if you want additional, it's $5 each. This is $18. I'm pretty sure you don't have anywhere near a lobster tail in here. And I don't even think there's butter in here. Now, granted, there's butter on the roll itself, but it should be like coated in butter as far as the lobster meat goes, and it shouldn't be a mishmash of mayo and onions with it. That's kind of crazy. Maybe this is a way to do it. I don't know. It's not my favorite way if it is, especially for $18. Like if this was $5, I'm like, yeah, it's what I expected. It's $5. It's a lobster roll. Here it is. Whatever. It's fine. Bruh, but no. That's wild. That's crazy. I'm very disappointed in this. On a scale of 1 to 10, Carnival's Seafood Shack, which might be a third party, whatever, I don't know. Anywho, their lobster roll for $18. This thing right here, I gotta say, it hella slacks. This is the worst lobster roll I've ever had in my entire life. I mean, come on. It's a simple concept. You get the roll, you know, butter it up, toast it, cut it in the middle, open it up, put some lobster on there, brush it with some butter. Depending on whether or not it's hot or cold, it's up to you, and then you get a lobster roll. Now granted, the fries were good, a bit heavy on the Old Bay flavoring, but other than that, you know, they're a tasty fry. But the lobster roll, what you go there for, I'll never get it again. I don't know if this is the norm or what, but either way, it was a bad experience, and I don't want to try again, especially for $18. Like, if it was free, I'm like, okay, it's a free lobster roll included with the fare. If I like it, I like it. I don't, I don't. But $18, If you have tried it out for yourself on the Carnival ship, let me know if it was the same as this, if this is the norm, if this is different, if this is out of the ordinary, or what the deal is here, because this is not what I expected whatsoever. Everyone's hyping it up. Lobster roll, you gotta get a lobster roll. And then you get it and you get this. I don't know. Anyways, say hi to all my friends here, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Hopefully it's better than this one.